This is one of my all-time favorite vehicles, and it's no other than the 2023 Jaguar F-Type R-Dynamic P450 all-wheel drive. Prices in Canada start at just over $100,000. This one, as tested, is a little bit over $120,000, making it a bargain for what it is. The F-Type is officially on the last leg of its life. 2024 is going to be the last model year you can get one. So if you like one of these and you want one, you better get cracking. Now, they have completely abandoned all other engines in North America, at least. You can't get any 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder. The V8 is the only one you can get in two different versions. The P450 that we have here today that has a 5-liter supercharged V8 under the hood that makes 444 horsepower and 428 pound-feet of torque. Or you can get the P575, which we reviewed recently with Steve, the yellow one. That one makes 575 HP. Of course, this car is all-wheel drive, and it's mated to an 8-speed ZF automatic transmission that shifts really quickly. Needless to say, the F-Type is one of the best-looking sports cars you can buy today. It is just so damn good-looking. It's a showstopper. Anywhere you go, everybody will stop, and it turns heads like no other. Even with this new updated face, which is not as good as the original one, but it's still damn good-looking. It also sounds amazing, since Jaguar has one of the best exhaust teams on the planet, and it doesn't only look the business, it goes the business. Pedal to the metal, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, comes in 4.5 seconds, which is not bad at all. And brake pedal to the metal, it will stop from 100 kilometers an hour in just 40 meters, which is also pretty good. Honestly, you just push this button for the exhaust. You can put it in dynamic mode if you wish. And then once the RPMs go over 3.5, honestly, it's like all hell breaks loose. A little demonstration, I think, is mandatory. You ready? Let's go. My God! Oh, and the brakes! Oh, my guts are coming out! Oh! Ugh. Oh my God, fantastic. So, in a nutshell, the drivetrain is absolutely fantastic. It sounds great, goes like stink, automatic transmission, bang, 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 paddle shifters are amazing, soundtrack is just the best possible. You know what? This car is one of the most exhilarating, and yes, I'm using that word, cars you can drive today. It's just incredible. It doesn't only go and stop, it actually also turns. So here, let's go to the racetrack, and let me tell you, on the track, this one has a very particular characteristic. It's rounded around the edges, which means it's a very forgiving, a very easy car to drive on the track. It doesn't matter how experienced or how much of a beginner you are, this car will not scare you, even on Michelin Cup 2 tires, which this car was equipped with when we took it to the track. It just grips and grips and grips, and honestly, even beyond its grip limits, it's very progressive, not scary whatsoever. It is very quick, it will set really good lap times. However, because it's rounded around the edges, it's not outright as fast as, let's say, something like a Porsche 911 4S. But then again, how many people will actually race one of these on the track? I don't know. But if you do plan to race one of these on the track, you're better off getting the 575, because that's a little bit angrier than this one and will probably set better lap times. The beauty of the thing, though, is that once you take it out of dynamic, you can leave it with the exhaust on. This is such a wonderful GT cruiser. You can drive this literally across the planet and you will come out feeling just fine. It has heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, the AC system works wonderfully. It's just an absolute joy driving. It's comfortable over bumps, you don't feel much. It does a great job, it's quiet. has a fantastic sound system. The Meridian sound system pumps really, really hard. And the interior is just, if my eyes could water because of joy, they would right now. Like the materials, the fit and finish, the design, the contrasting colors, everything in here is just such a pleasure to interact with and feel and everything. It's just one of the most wonderfully sorted out sports cars. The instrument cluster is all digital, very clear to read, very nice. I love how the air vents go up and down, so when you're not using them, they actually tuck themselves away. The infotainment system, it's not the latest or the greatest, but you know what? It works quite well. It supports Apple CarPlay wired. The USB port is under here. You get 2 cup holders. You get the minimalistic everything. You have great carbon fiber-ish, whatever this trim is, plastic, but it looks nice. Everything in here is fantastic. And you know what the better part is? Visibility is fantastic, and it's actually roomy. I mean, yes, it's a 2-seater, but for 2 people in here, it's brilliant. And it's not that hard to come in and out of the car. And actually, when you open the door, the door, what's it called? The rocker panel is not that huge. So even if you're like a little bit older, you won't have any problems getting in and out of the car. Now, speaking of if you're a little bit older, you probably play golf. And if you play golf, or you like to use this as a GT and drive half the way across the planet, well, this thing has a very usable trunk. It opens, wide opening, and you can use and put anything you want inside. Like once again, the sports car form factor, this is a very, very usable car. I went shopping, filled that trunk up, no issues whatsoever. Now, I know that reliability is one of the issues that everybody talks about, Jaguar, Land Rover, whatever. Honestly, they're not that bad, especially the F-Type is one of the better ones out there. And most of the people will lease these things anyway, so for the period of the lease, it's probably going to be under warranty. So I wouldn't be that worried. If you buy one 10 years old, used, well, then you better have a good mechanic. The other thing I really like about this car, I don't know yet if it's lying because I haven't fueled up, but it's reporting around 12 liters per 100 kilometers fuel economy. Now, that's like, what is it, something close to 20 mpg? That's pretty damn good for a car that's this style and makes this much power and that you drive quite aggressively most of the time. If it's true, I'm going to go to the pump and I'm going to make sure that based on the kilometers that I drove and the liters I fill up, that the report is correct. I have a feeling it's probably not correct, but we'll see. For now, the trip computer is very optimistic, which means that, according to the information I have right now, this should be a pretty good car on gas. Another bonus. Now, obviously, the competition to one of these has a very broad spectrum. You can go as low as, let's say, a Toyota Supra, which is much cheaper than this, but also doesn't make this much power, at least, stock. Then you have things like a 911, of course, or you have like a 911 is on the expensive spectrum. You have a Nissan Z, maybe the new one. That's kind of also same form factor. There's a lot of cars that you can have for this money, and obviously the more money you add, the more car options you have, like a Mercedes AMG GT. There's all those cars, and they're all amazing cars, like in this category, Corvette C8, right? There's a lot of stuff that you can buy. But I'll tell you one thing, and I really mean that. None of those cars look as good as the F-Type. The F-Type is just, for people that don't know. The people that know, maybe they're kind of like, okay, it's good, but whatever. But people that don't know, like they're shocked. They see this and they say, wow, what is that, right? Whereas, with Corvettes and Porsches and Mercedes, everybody kind of knows. They see the badge, like, okay, sure, amazing, but they don't, their interest, their curiosity is not triggered. This one, it is. So, in a nutshell, the F-Type, one of the best cars in the segment that you can buy, honestly. Probably the best looking car in the segment. The question somebody asked me recently and got me thinking is, for the real petrolhead, do you buy one of these or do you buy a slightly used Porsche, let's say 911 Carrera 4S? that is a great question, because I don't know what's going to happen in the future in terms of appreciation and depreciation, because these things are definitely depreciating, whereas the Porsches are holding on to their value. Sometimes they're actually appreciating. I don't know in terms of money, but in terms of driving enjoyment, I can tell you for sure, unless you buy a GT something Porsche, like a GT3, whatever, they don't sound anything nearly as good as this. So for somebody that wants to enjoy his money and enjoy the rides and be comfortable and whatever, either or, honestly. Like, for me personally, because I track my stuff, I think the Porsche would be a better buy. But if I didn't track and I was just using my car daily and I wanted to enjoy it and just, whenever I had a bad day, just go out, rip the car and come back happier, I think this car would be a better buy. So I'm afraid that this is probably one of the last times I'm going to drive something like this. I'm going to be really sad to not drive an F-Type, at least brand new, ever again. So I think this is probably goodbye, my friend. We drove you a couple of times. We have lots of F-Type reviews. You can check them out on the channel. Love this car. Love how it fits like a glove. Honestly, this is like very close to like what a Lamborghini feels like. It's just, you're literally chiseled in here. Like, I can't find a better word to explain how it fits like a glove, and it's very easy to get in and out of, which is a big bonus. So love the F-Type. Really sad to see it go, but that's life. It's going to be all electric stuff from Jaguar starting 2025, I assume. So that's all for today with the brilliant Jaguar F-Type 2023. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe, share it with your friends, give us a like, a thumbs up. Most importantly, till next time, be well. Bye-bye.
Perfect.